scenario, who like we left it and he was completely winning against KSPTTW, but somehow managed to blunder that ending and lost on time, I believe. But is now back and bounced back very quickly. But we've got these two guys at the top here with perfect scores. So Vashon, KSPTW, who we saw didn't deserve to be on a perfect score, but is. So now these are the leaders. It's 5 out of 5. And what is going on here? Already Vashon has what looks like a huge advantage. But the king's in the centre of the board, so it's a little bit strange. But those pawns look mega.
Yeah, well, a5 will come. I was just going to say this move. Because he has to like basically break up the chain here.
Surely, yes.
And this is not as easy as it looks like. Because basically what's really crucial here is that white needs to be able to get out and castle.
But the knight on g5.
And I'm not sure he will be able to do that actually, because there is a lot of tactic. There is a lot of things going on.
h6.
That is not so visible. For example, that he will take here, he will take back definitely, and then there should be some rook move coming. The question is, where do you want to put the rook? Because there must be some decent move here. Because I mean, a typical move is e3, you know, and f takes e, and then you need to have something. Yeah. So I'm not sure what he's doing there.
So you defend
another idea actually is that you just go for the knight and try to do h6 here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a queen e8 to stop knight.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, you know, because e3, I think somehow h6 e3 is interesting, very interesting, and he has to go knight h3, yeah, and then you know e3 probably. Oh, he went for this, yeah. Let's destroy, but I'm not sure about this move, how good it is. Because just take it. You have to take it.
K3 though.
Yeah, you have to take it anyway. So just take it. Take it. Pawn takes and probably king f1.
Okay. But I guess he's thinking maybe,
On king f1, there's actually bishop c3. I see now.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I was trying to get the bishop c3 moving or rook a3 and just try to do this. So.
He's trying this instead, but you can do bishop c3 anyway. It's actually an interesting move. Bishop c3 now.
Very dangerous now.
Yeah, the bishop c3 is a nice move actually. And if queen takes, queen e2, king g1, take the rook.
Yeah, and you've got a rook ready to come down.
Bishop c3, I like this move. I missed it, but bishop c3, I think it was. I think he was bishop c3.
Awkward, right? I mean, what does white do? I feel like it's still
bishop c3 was a great move actually, because you lose all the pawns here, and I just thought it was a great move, bishop c3.
But I guess if you have 3 minutes left and you're trying to be sensible, why I guess he doesn't need to think he needs to calculate that, because he can just play in this position and thinks he's much better. Because if he's
but now queen d5 is one move. This is a interesting move. And then you have c6 coming, and I wouldn't be very happy here with black. I think black is totally lost. Because I don't see really what you do on queen d5. And followed by c6. To me, it looks it looks like over.
Yes, the two pawns on the 6 are just unbeatable.
So I think black missed his chance here. If we go back, in this position, he must play bishop c3. This is the move, because if queen takes, queen e2, that was a move. You know, this is what he should have done. because he needs to get to this pawns here, the pawn chain. And here was the chance. Here was a big chance, to get the whole pawn chain. Because the funny thing is that when b4 falls, basically all of them will fall.
Yeah.
So he should have done bishop c3 here.
Knight f3 move was inspired. I figured he'd follow up with this kind of idea of doing this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he just played.
Perhaps d7 could be a decent move.
If he do queen e4, wouldn't he take on g2 first? At least he's got a tempo. I mean, wouldn't that to do it that way?
In what variation? You mean like after bishop c3?
If he was planning on going queen e3, he should have just taken on g2 first. Queen e4, sorry. He should have taken on g2 first, king takes g2, then queen e4 if he wanted to put his queen on e4. I feel like that would be a better way around to do it rather than allowing just queen d5 immediately.
Yeah, but then white will probably do f3 instead and play in a different way. And I mean, the only way to play here is bishop c3. Everything else is worse. And if bishop c3, I think black has good chances. But that they really didn't like, because I mean you are. Oh. What happened here? This is no, he blundered. Yeah, he blundered.
So rook c8, d7, queen c6. Wow.
So this is a big blunder, because now the problem is that the rook here is hanging, and if f3, he has queen e6, for example.
Wow.
Or queen c4. I mean, there's many moves, but queen e6 and queen c4 is maybe even better. So, this is painful. Rook takes c6 is really painful. That's a big blunder.
SPTW has now been very lucky again, because
you see even a very good.
The last
you see some comments here. I say very good.
Yeah.
That's even the spectators are engaged here, and that one is a bit hard, painful. And you can see that. I think if there was cameras, you would see some player shaking his head now.
Yeah.
In frustration, because the d7 here is just very rough.
Yeah, f3 would be interesting, I guess, to follow it up to try and.
F3 is possible, and some other rook move, like the rook d3 could be possible, but it's not this what he did, But it's also not clear, with the pawns here, because the more I look at this position, it's not that clear. I think you have to be a bit smart here. So probably rook e1 could be the move, with the idea of d7, rook e8. So you go for that kind of tactics. Rook e1 here, I think is an interesting move. Yes, and threaten d7 and then come with. Yeah, because that's how you win the game,
Yeah.
So I think rook e1 is probably the right move here.
Can you play? Yeah, I guess you've got time. So I was thinking, do you have time to then, if queen c4, try to trade the?
Then you just trade and do d7.
Because you don't have time to take on c6, unfortunately, because you've rook e8. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I get 3 pawns, then I'm gonna win anyway. So,
yeah.
So rook e1 is the move here, definitely. But d7, that's painful. Now. Black is in the driver's seat here, definitely. Have the pawn here on h4 as well. This is just sad.
But it's not super clear.
We have also some action here in the
commentaries.
People are wondering why I didn't take the rook, and that was because of the rook on d1, as we saw before.
But this is not. I'd say that this is with only 1 minute to go.
What did he do here? Now he has also blundered a bit. Rook 1 d6 here was extremely strong. And then you get some counterplay, against the black king. So this game is far from over.
Then he's
but he played a move here that's just awful, f5. It's just a horrible move, because that's
really happy play if he did that.
Yeah, after that, his king is just totally open. It's
Yeah,
just
he was worried about knight
a
before.
very strange move. Now, I mean, now White is probably gonna win this. I would say. Um, I think White will win this. Rook c6 now. Oh no, come on, get in. What is this? Now he's gonna lose h5. Oh,
He might lose it if he puts a rook on b7 or yeah.
yeah. But do you have to go g4 somewhere here to get some counterplay? Okay, to get the second rook. No.
Rook to eight. To,
Man, this is.
I don't understand why he's not using his doubled rooks. Like
Yeah.
he's not.
He's definitely. Oh, now you take here and queen e4. What?
Yeah.
And then the bishop check. What is he doing? Yeah,
Mate,
this game. Oh. Queen e4 probably. He has to go knight f2, I think. But knight f2, queen e1. Yeah, it's over. Doesn't work. Jesus Christ. Queen e1, queen e1. No.
this is also good
He
there.
should have done queen e1 here, king here, and bishop d6 was the winning line.
But okay, g3, and then
Yeah, this is also winning.
and then king, and then take on a.
Yeah, this is also winning.
Very
also winning.
And bishop.
Yeah, and he's also up on time, so he's gonna win.
F.
And bishop g5. Yeah.
Mate.
But yeah, now comes the second rook as well. Okay, now it's over. It's totally over. And here comes, and then comes f2. But rook d2 and f2, and it's totally over.
Very nice finish.
Yeah, that was exciting game, but of course, I mean, White had the game in his hand, and the crucial moment, of course, there was many. There was quite a lot of mistakes, if we're gonna be honest. But the crucial moment was, of course, here. Instead of rook e1, which I would evaluate as winning, he went with e7, which is losing after this move. And if you take the rook, this rook is hanging, and then it's over. So this was the and
PTTW has been very lucky, as we saw. He blundered a piece in the previous.
Yeah, but also here, I don't think the game was very exact. I mean, bishop f8 here is a fantastic move, and I mean, it's just a terrible position for White. Bishop f8, you just take the pawn, you're gonna win this pawn. It's also one way to do it, and also here, I mean, why don't you take this pawn? Is there any reason?
I guess he's just trying to. I guess it's very difficult when you're playing like hardly any time left, and you're playing for a gold medal here, and he's probably playing for the chess medal as well. Like, there's a lot of pressure. These two are the ones that are ahead, like a swing of the game, and it must be really nerve-wracking to play. Like his whole overall chess title as well, which he's probably quite well with. So
this one you should take as well. This is also a key here. Never allow them to like lock you up like this. Just take it. It's also better. But f5, it's just off. That move is painful to see, because that's such a move that White is totally in the game again. It's just, what did I do now? They started a new game. Yeah, goes quick here. So it was some kind of regular stuff. Yeah, we went. But here f5, like I said, that's this is the worst move in the game almost. Because and the problem here was that White never made use of his rooks. Like, you can get into the black position with rook c6 and that kind of ideas.
But I can actually confirm that that's probably why KSPTCW. I'm going to put the things up on the screen. These are the live chess standings of the overall thing for the tournament, and I'm going to absolutely butcher his name, so I apologize. But Maciej Grevsky, I'm so sorry. A Polish name, obviously. He's winning the live chess standings as it is. So he's probably thinking not just of this one game or not this one tournament, but this overall gold medal for the overall chess championship title. And so that's probably what he's worried about right now. So yeah, and I think Dmitry Tatarinov is schizophrenia, I believe. And so Vashon as well is probably, it might be Saban, I can't remember who Vashon is. One of the top typical usual suspects of the chess, and so I think there's a lot on the line in this game. So you can see that nerves probably got the better of him in this.
Yeah. This was a bit nervous here. I would say it was a lot of mistakes.
Hence of a basic tactic in the last game that we saw against Il Sicario.
Yeah, definitely.
H8 move just seemed just so strange. So is he? Let's look. Can we just go back to the board standings for a moment? If we click the tournament result again, yeah, because
I think we have a problem there as well. I think that someone maybe left the tournament or disconnected or something like this. Because it looks like in the last game that there's one player that hasn't arrived.
Oh yeah, because he just said I thought it was 6 rounds. So this guy's. He's not going to turn up. That would be a shame if he wins automatically. That would be very, very disappointing for everyone else, surely.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we will have to see here what's going on.
Yeah, so he thinks...
so he's already lost like about 3 minutes.
Rounds. Oh, gosh. Let's see if we can somehow message him. And because that would be a shame if he ends up...
it doesn't look very good.
No.
Let's see what other games. So it's so it looks like this guy has an excellent chance to win the tournament there, because his opponent is not here and he's leading with 1 point. So, and you know what happens also sometimes that when someone is late, the other guy offers a draw, and since he's lost like 5 minutes, he would.
Well, he can offer a draw because he's also going to win with 6.5. But I guess with the pantomime,
exactly.
He gets 7 out of 7. But he can win with I mean, I probably would take it as well if I could. But he probably does think it's 6 rounds. It's really bizarre.
Maybe you can jump in and take the draw. Now he comes. Yeah, he might. It might be some connection problems as well.
I think he thought it was 6 rounds. Oh, look, White offered a draw and he declined it.
Yeah.
Just
but this is what I told you. This is usually what happens.
I mean, I'd probably take it, but I guess he's thinking, oh, now he's got a chance for a medal.
But why take it? I mean, he must play for a win. He's behind in the score.
Well, I guess so, and I guess he's got.
If we look here, I mean, he's here on 4th. So
I guess he's playing for 1st place, isn't he?
Well, he's hoping that the separation points will be in his favor, because he has to.
His 1st place if he beats him, because the guy's on 6, so he actually gets as in he gets joint 1st, so he's definitely got a medal. So I guess he has everything to play for. And KS,
he needs to have a bit luck as well, because he has some points to catch up here in the separation system as well. But
I guess.
But I mean, it's the right attitude, I mean, what some internet tournament, and you end up, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Who cares, But so he has to play for the 1st place, of course.
But as we saw, KSPCCW has been nervous, hasn't he? So it'll be really interesting to see how he plays in this.
He looks a bit nervous. I mean, to offer draw there is also like a little bit. It's a sign of that you're a bit nervous.
I think he is. I mean, as I said, at those standings, he's ahead on the thing. So he definitely wants to guarantee this gold spot and hopefully help his chess ranking. So yeah,
we'll see here. I mean, this is now. I mean, it's also a funny way to play for a win, It's with some extremely boring Russian system. It's like, I mean, look at this. It's like you decline the draw and then you go for the Russian defense. The Russian defense is usually one of the most drawish openings that we have in chess. So it's also very interesting. I mean, this line, for example, is a direct draw. You know, if there's a long line with bishop takes e4 here, for example, that leads to a direct draw. d5 and then d takes e and
psychological, very psychological the way he's playing this.
So I honestly, I mean, this is he plays like a total drawn line and declines to draw with which is right, of course, but you know, I would have played something more aggressive, definitely.
But maybe he just happens to know that opening very, very well.
Yeah, no, I mean he's trying. I mean, at least the game is going, and also we will see here what happens.
5 minutes on the clock, you basically got to do the opening that you know better than anything. Otherwise, you just got
yeah. He has played what he knew best, probably. So, but yeah, I mean, and here his position is totally fine. Black is doing okay here, absolutely okay. So I think he will take probably and play something like knight c3, queen h5, this kind of ideas.
So yeah, I guess it could go. If I guess,
but it looks very boring, you know.
It looks a very drawish kind of game. Maybe we should go to another game first and come back to this one when it spices up a little bit. Yeah, see what's else going on.
Have a look and see what's going on here. This looks a bit more exciting.
Yeah, these two again are very, very.
And it looks like some kind of Queen's Gambit here, some Semislav stuff.
Again, I believe skip to 3.
We can have a look. It looks like some Semislav stuff here. No, it's some Dutch. You know, he went with h4 and sacked the rook here. This is
it's a very similar Barry attack.
Yeah. It's
Simon Williams-esque. This is.
This is Simon Williams again. Yeah. Everything leads to Simon Williams, yeah.
But this is Simon at both sides. He will play this for white and for black. That's the thing. Like
you know why I thought it was like some Semislav, because I saw this pawn structure.
Oh yeah.
With b5, and it's usually Semislav, and there's some variation, but this was just totally wrong.
It wouldn't be on b6. I don't know how it would get all the way over there. I guess. Yeah.
And of course, I mean, this is a typical like rapid game, you know, blitz opening, where white has composition, some bishop pairs, and black has some material, but you know, it's still a bit annoying position with black, because the bishops are annoying. Like now I expect bishop e1 or something like this, you know, some really annoying.
Queen c7.
But I knew this one would come. You know, it's a very annoying move. It's like and now he has to decide here if he's going to go back or if he's going to stay inside the white position. And black's idea to h5 here is how he's basically.
See, I don't like that queen on h2. I'd have played queen c7. That instinctive.
No, I know, and this was what white was hoping for. You know,
yeah.
To lock in his queen there. And now, you know, f5 is an annoying move. Because now there is serious compensation here.
Yeah.
Because f5 is coming, and then he's gonna go bishop g3, and then he's gonna push e5 and e6. You know?
This is quite scary.
No, it's scary. It looks very scary.
For me, queen c7, I could have even thought about going a5 and b4. Then maybe that's what I would have thought, and maybe try to push something, or c5 or something. You know, you've actually got some play.
Yeah, but I think now after bishop g3, queen g2, and probably f5, and then I really prefer to play from the white side.
Isn't the queen almost trapped then? Like, you know.
Yeah, it looks scary, very scary, I would say.
I mean, I would not.
And I think that the queen ace is actually trapped, because after queen d2, f5, bishop moves, rook g1, queen h3, and bishop f1, it's trapped. I think white is going to win this.
Yeah, I don't.
So I think the only move now is to. Yeah, now it's lost, rook g1 and bishop f1, and now it's over. So they play exactly this variation.
Yeah.
Now it's over. Goodbye.
I did not understand queen h2. I did not like it at all. I just
it was a very optimistic move, and now it's lost.
Instinct.
He has to pay for it, and to resign. So this game Okay, he plays some move, but it's pointless. You can just move the bishop, and it's goodbye.
Guess he played one move to hope that he's gonna what?
Yeah, he's trying to get in something, but because it is the last game and he doesn't want to resign. And also sometimes people play on in frustration that they are not very happy with themselves and.
Everything about the position's bad. I'd end my misery right now.
Yeah, so
coming and
sometimes they just make some extra moves. It's pure frustration. It's like this is just it is a horrible position. I mean, it's everything.
H6 here, and even put a bishop on G7 if you want.
This is just lost. So let's see if there's some other games. The Russian game is spiking up there.
Yeah, it looks getting.
Yeah, but at least we have some opposite castling here going on.
Catching up in time as well. I think it could be a shake of a game. Like, imagine, I think KSPCW would probably be quite nervous.
Yeah. Oh, here comes some material as well.
Bishop H2 is coming.
This is a very
one. I presume has to be played here.
This is the idea is that if you take here, the bishop will come to H2 with check, and then the king has to move, and then you can take the queen here on D3.
So this is KSPCW is actually probably getting nervous.
Well, yeah, he should be very nervous because he's losing now. Okay, queen takes f5 check is the best move. He found it.
Nice.
And then he has to take the. So he gets a bit of compensation here actually. There was also an interesting move there with knight b5, but
knight b5 could be coming.
He's trying to save that one. And I mean, this is not that easy to grind home, either, because he has a pawn and he has decent pieces and so on. So it's not. Yeah, I mean, and also he's down on time, of course, because he lost like 4 minutes in start.
Yeah.
But it's still up for a fight here, and we're gonna see, because white is solid. White is very solid here. So it's a solid position. We'll see what's going on. A6 is a normal move now.
Last couple of minutes with no time and everything to play for in terms of medals. Anything can happen, I think. So this is going to.
So he went A6.
Crazy.
And now the question is here. I think he wants to do knight E4. So the question is, can he do it? We always have to analyze B5. But I was thinking queen D5 there. It looks risky. Looks really risky.
Kings on the light.
So let me see here. Knight E4, B5, queen D5, bishop F8. Wow.
It's getting messy.
And then once again we are there trapping our own queen. So yeah, looks this is probably a better idea, and because there's some tricks, I mean, bishop F4 can come at some point. Now he's thinking about B5 as well, grabbing some space, and this is also an interesting move. Just taking control over this E4 square, so knight can't get there.
And the knight going to D5 is not actually doing it with a tempo in a minute.
Knight D5 is definitely, so he will play something like that for sure.
Because it also
it's a fine move. A4 is another move that is also okay to play. Stop B5, lock the position there, and try to fix the weakness here.
So I guess in terms of what I was going to say is he wanted to.
He goes for endgame. That's very
material. He's a nervous move again. He's worried about something. He's probably trying to go for the draw because he's just nervous. He's thinking the guy's down on time now. Can he go to F6 or what's going on?
I mean, this endgame is not stupid, because he's like you're saying, he's definitely up on time a lot, and this endgame is a bit tricky, and I think he
F6
maybe.
Oh no, he can't play Knight 6 because the book's on D1.
C4 is a good move. Because basically he's playing for time now,
Yeah.
He's playing on his time, he's trying to flag him. And then there's the a4 b3, I guess just stand there. I mean, this is interesting. a4 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 a4. You should do a4. It never comes, but he has to do a4. Now b5. This has to be played. Come on. But the white structure here is very solid.
Yeah, because they can't
very very solid.
Outpost.
It's gonna take black some time to crack this, and that's what he's playing on. He really wants to win on time.
Just to have a draw.
Yeah. So it's also interesting there that those 4 minutes there in the start could be totally decisive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's say he had this another 4 minutes here. I mean, it would be.
I guess.
Then he would definitely win. But okay, now he blundered the pawn. He would. There's some stuff. Yeah, knight b4. Yeah, knight b4 is good. I was about to say that he blundered a pawn, but of course I managed to blunder something else.
For the
so it doesn't do it.
But knight f6 can come at any point as well, which is a bit annoying. So I guess he doesn't.
Yeah, knight f6 is interesting. And then push like g5 and that. But how are we doing time-wise? Because this is what is going to be decided on. I mean, the most important thing here is the time.
I mean, yeah, because he doesn't want to. As like I said, he doesn't want to accept a draw. But maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's looking at the. That's a strange move. Rook h1. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, no, not many did.
Yeah. Now
the c pawn, but he has to go and try to take the h7.
Take on c4.
And take on c4.
You can't take on h7. Take on g4. Well, you can, but I guess then it's like he goes g5 now. Yeah.
He's going to h5, g5, and there's a weakness here. So I mean, this is still up very very much up to fight. Of course, objectively, black is winning, but 37 seconds, against 214.
Play active and play quickly. Looks is normal, and then maybe try to play c4 and bishop c5 and just try and get pieces into the game, right? And because you want to play, if you're down on time, you want to do stuff, because if you're playing defensively and you're down on time, there's no pressure on the other person.
Yeah, no. What he wants here is to be able to play c4 and trade the bishop on c5, for example. But now he's gonna check, and then there's some fork.
5.
Yeah, he has to go there, and I think it's gonna be a problem with the time.
Just push the pawn. He's got to play quickly. Push the pawn.
Well, if this move.
Yeah, I guess it's
and this is what I mean. It takes too long time. Every single move here, and he can take, and then rook b8. Yes. Check.
I think if it was.
I think white is just gonna win this.
Yeah, now I think he's definitely
because I think he will blunder, and there's so many factors, it's the time, and I don't think the moves that I will take there, and you see that rook b8 probably he will just continue to play.
Yeah,
he exchanged. That's also possible.
Yeah, the thing is, he's going to play simply now push. He can also play.
But he's just gonna win on time, It doesn't really matter what.
Well, if he takes the pawn.
Yeah, he has to take the pawn. He has to take.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Take it. Oh, Jesus.
What the hell? Wouldn't he have drawn?
Yeah, well, I don't know the rules on lead chess actually, because if he takes and g5, and if he doesn't take the pawn, how is it?
If you don't have a mate you can't. It's theoretically a draw, so you have to put. He doesn't have mating material. So he only has a knight left, so therefore it's a draw. Just take the
and it's automatically a draw because it's different in different servers. Because actually, I myself I don't even play on leashes, so.
But then when someone loses on time, it becomes a draw.
Yeah. Okay. So it's automatically on leashes because on chess.com, for example, there's I think you lose with some configurations.
No,
they have different rules. I know.
But it's only like if you have, like, for example, 2 knights loses, because it's possible to set up a win. Whereas yes, you could technically do, but if you didn't play g5, you just took on f4, which is what I expected. That's a draw.
Yeah, you can't set
Or you
up,
take D5, draw. That's it.
and there's no mate now with.
So you take on F4, and then that's a draw. Basically, you've guaranteed the draw because either you take the knight or you play G5 and it's a draw. It's insufficient material.
But if he doesn't take the pawn, like let's say you go G5 and he just goes king somewhere.
But that's what he played. But I'm saying that's a silly decision by Black. When you've got 1 second left, you just take the pawn. It's an instant draw.
So the server says, okay, this is draw there immediately. Because the thing is that
not in this position, it doesn't, because you've still got a pawn left.
Yeah, but if you take the pawn on F4 and king takes and G5 and king E3, I mean, does the server declare a draw or does he has to take the last pawn?
No, it's still a draw because he can't. I mean, yes, you could technically maybe try to do a position, but no, it's a draw because insufficient mating material.
Okay, so yeah, that's the rules in Lee chess because there's difference between
chess in general. Anyway, like it should be, but
it's not the same on the internet servers, and this is because for the online Olympiad, for example, they really stressed this because all the servers are doing different there.
But I know the two knights one's different, but like that's like saying that if you have a rook's pawn, then it's technically it's a win or whatever. But it's like it's a draw because of that. It's not mating material, but it's not the case. Like that's obviously you could blunder. So like it's just whether it's like it should just be a draw. It should just be a draw.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, is it even possible to construct something? What about? No, it's not possible with that pawn.
Now the guy's got 7 out of 7.
Yeah, and it's totally impossible to construct a mate. Yeah.
With the G.
No, it's not. You know, you can have. I mean, if you put the king. No, I don't think this will be a draw because you can put the king on H1.
Yeah, you can.
You can take a bishop. And you can have the king on H3 and a knight on G3 and his mate. So I don't think it's going to be a draw because he really has to avoid taking the pawn.
But it is a draw. I mean, like, but if you're doing it by normal chess rules, it's
but normal chess rules doesn't apply on the servers because
it doesn't make sense.
If he takes
different rules.
If he takes here and G5 and yes, king E3.
That's also a whole strategy of your game. Like, people do that. People obviously, like, say in any ending, if you have 2 knights, for example, like, people try to, like, leave with the 2 knights, but obviously that's a strategy of the game, and suddenly, like, they're not getting the result they can get. Like, that's...
Because there's, like, a definition also when the server declares the draw. Like, if you have to... Because most... On chess.com, for example... white would need to take the pawn before it will declare a draw. Because of that is possible to construct a mate, actually. With, of course, terrible play.
No, I know, but I'm saying, I know it's physically possible. There's more than one way to do it probably as well, because you can also put make it a rook and put the king on H3, knight F2. You can also do that as well. So it's the same thing, but it's I just think that it makes no sense, I think, in that sense. But he also,
of course, but time is a factor, and I'm sure that if he would take the pawn and he will go G5, he will go king E3. You know? so then unless the server declares a draw directly, then of course he will win the game.
I guess I don't understand why he played so slowly for the last few moves either. It just made no sense. Like he was taking ages.
Well, it was hard. I think it was a very wise decision here by White to exchange off the queens. That was actually this was the best move he did, because you get like a very you get a technical endgame, and it takes time for him to find the winning pattern, and he didn't really do it, and of course then he had only 1.5 minutes here, and it's not enough. I would say it's not so easy to win this in 1.5 minutes because White is very, very solid here with the structure here. I mean, I would also have appreciated like A4 and this kind of stuff as well. It would have been even more solid. But
nerves was definitely getting to this guy. Like he almost screwed up again. Like his last 3 games have not been very convincing. I think that he
Yeah, he was probably a bit. Also a bit tired, because actually, as I said before, that you don't get so tired, but just doing the commentary makes you tired. So I think these guys are probably very tired now. But also, what you shouldn't forget is that it's also quite late in many countries.
Yeah, so actually it's like 11 or what's 11 o'clock in Poland now? He's Polish.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock in Poland. So it's also probably many of these guys have been working, and they are tired. So I don't think it's very strange also that the quality goes down in the games, because you have this combination of tiredness and maybe some nerves as well.
I think Il Sicario is probably pretty gutted that he didn't manage to win that game and piece up against KSPCW.
Yeah, that was
had the Shahovi, what is that, his last name, the National Master, had just converted against KSPCW, then he would have probably won on the tiebreak too. So
yeah,
he's
but I think he was very practical. He won because he was very practical. He played. He had a couple of bad positions, but he played very practical.
I'm going with lucky.
Yeah, but I like this queen exchange that he did now in the last game. It was very practical, smart.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
That's how you win tournaments, Like with
the guy with the 7 threes in his rating started off as 1500. Oh, didn't he? 1500, I think he was, wasn't he? He's finished on 2082 and 5.5 out of 5. So he's obviously a lot stronger than 1500 for sure.
Yeah, no, he did a good tournament, So we have, but I think it was, the top here.
Vashon was unlucky. He lost the last 2 games on 5 out of 5, and then just like
again, he lost 2 games here.
He obviously
we had this game that was very crucial, I think, where he managed to blunder a totally winning position.
Same, and then I think
and then got back and then blundered again.
Yeah, and it's probably self-destructed in the last game as well. Although Schizophrenia is very strong as well. He's been in the chess a lot, so I think these guys are the usual suspects. But yeah, very strong tournament. I think good quality play.
Yeah, it was many interesting games. I really enjoyed the game they played in the second round, with all the tactics.
I agree. I'm gonna have a look at that one afterwards as a post-game analysis, because I think there's going to be lots of fun things in that, and I think we'll probably can share some good snippets on that on social media for other people to guess some of the key moves. I think it's a very good, as I said, those 2 players are both former Pentamine champion. Well, one's current Pentamine champion, and so they're both exceptional players, so it was a very exciting for sure. I liked that game very much as well.
Fantastic game, and also very interesting for the viewers, with all these tactical punches that they were throwing on at each other.
Yeah,
it was a really tactical game.
Yeah, non-stop.
And also what I liked here is that nowadays in chess you have to take cheating into consideration.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious that no one was cheating, at least in the top. They were playing for real,
Absolutely, because it was very natural, normal moves, and
very natural, normal moves, and also quite a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So you could really see that they were not cheating at all.
I think that,
which is very relieving, because even in the online chess Olympiad, there's been cases of cheating.
But
and people play for their country and they cheat, I agree.
I think it's disgusting, but I think this tournament's very different, just because it's not just the chess tournament. I think that they just love board games in general. So I think anyone.
Yeah, exactly. They go from one board game to another and just enjoy themselves, and this is how it should be. But it's also quite sad this for the chess world, and I know now there is like FIDE is requesting. They have done some survey, what to do about cheating. They're asking the players, about their opinions. I mean, what should be the suspension rate? Should people, if people cheat online, for example, should they be suspended over the board as well, and vice versa? And for my line there is extremely hard. I think that people, okay, if I if I was in charge, I would do probably too hard punishments so people we wouldn't see these guys again. Because I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I think it's the same, with all these people that if they cheat on online in an online tournament, I think they should be suspended over the board as well.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and I think it's absolutely disgusting what the platforms are doing, that they hide their identities. When they get suspended for cheating, they don't reveal the names.
I
And
think they're worried about legal repercussions, but I do think there should be something that people sign beforehand to probably waive these
I think this is disgusting. Honestly, I think they
uses.
have to start to cooperate with FIDE, and so that basically people play on, they sign something and they play under their real name, so that basically the site and FIDE knows who's behind the account. And then they can use some synonyms or nicknames or whatever, but someone should be able to know who's behind the account, and then people are responsible for their accounts as well, because there is also this problem with racist comments, which is also totally disgusting, and there is zero punishment for it.
Yeah.
That I mean, every black person gets their fair share of racist comments, when you play online. Some more and some less, but yeah, I mean, everyone of us gets it, and people. What happens is that the sites are saying, "Oh, we suspended their account," but what happens? The guy starts a new account, 5 minutes later, and then just changes the IP address or uses VPN, or it's ridiculous, honestly. There's no zero punishments, and they go free all the time, and no one cares. No one cares.
Use of any kind should just be banned online. I think people find it very easy to just be sitting behind a keyboard and just type away and not feel the repercussions of it. Whereas,
there is zero repercussions. I mean, there's how it is now. It doesn't work at all. And for example, when you play with someone, they call you monkey and n-words and whatever, and that's just standard. I mean, there's nothing I can do to avoid it. I can't do anything, and no one protects me. And I think it's I think it's a total scandal. And the platform says that, oh, that's too bad, blah blah blah. They don't care. It's just very simple. They just don't care, and I think it's disgusting. And the cheating is the same. I mean, they should be. It's the same thing, the people are misbehaving, and then they should be suspended, and that should be the punishment. They have to feel it, so it has to be like, if someone is so stupid, so they say something racist, and then basically FIDE should pull in their license, their over the board license, so they are suspended over the board as well. And if someone cheats online, just suspend them over the board as well. So it's felt, that they if they do something stupid, then people feel it. And it's not just only about the case for the ones who are misbehaving, it's also the targets of all these insults. It's quite frustrating when you get all these insults all the time, and or someone cheats against you, and there is never any punishments for them. They can just go on, continue. He has start a new account 5 minutes later, and it's ridiculous. So I think this is a serious issue where the chess world up to now has totally failed, and not has taken it seriously. So I think that they have to do something serious there, and it's a scandal, But yeah, I mean, you can just look at the world and you will see that people are used to scandals now when it comes to racial inequalities. It's disgusting.
I think
it does work.
quite lucky with this event though. We've got really nice people. Everyone's
Yeah, and this is also very relieving, that you don't have it here.
not had any cheating in the chess, and everyone's been super like respectful of each other. Like people are beating each other, got lucky and said good game, and it's all been very, very very nice. And I think people know each other. They've played each other several times, and it's all been great. So this is what I absolutely love about this tournament. I feel like it's much more positive atmosphere. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's here. Like you said, it's really late and people have come back from work and they're still dedicating time. That just shows you they must love the game and they just want to come and play and have fun. And I think that's what board games and chess should be all about. And I think that's sort of lost a little bit in at some of the higher levels. And I think that if we could bring it back to this sort of attitude, people would be better at that. Just play because you love the game, not because of agendas and all this other stuff. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's very relieving with yes, board lovers. They love board games.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's not just they like one board game. They like a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then therefore they enjoy this Mind Sports Olympiad because it's like a big festival of the board games. You can even try new board games that you didn't even know existed. And it's a very nice idea, and I think it's also a bit why we are sitting here in the studio as well doing the commentaries, because you want to support this kind of initiatives because it's a great idea. And I also think that it's very relieving to see that people don't cheat, because otherwise 10 minutes, it's you have the time to connect some device and whatever, and it's very relieving to see that they are not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's been fantastic, and it's been great and entertaining for everyone as well. Like if someone cheats as well, the chess is usually much more boring. This is a way more exciting with pieces flying everywhere, crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Much better.
And they are really going for it as well, which I really like and enjoy. And it was a lot of exciting moments as well with the. You have the last game here that was very, very interesting and exciting. There was of course a lot of mistakes, but very, very exciting games, and that's what you want when you are watching the games. You really want this kind of tension.
Absolutely.
And seven straight wins is not bad.
Very impressive, and it wasn't easy. It's a very impressive score, but he obviously was nervous along the way. So very well deserved. I think he did very well to maintain his calm and still come out with 7 wins. But we'll see what happens as well tomorrow, because we're back tomorrow at 7:30. And it's 3 check chess. So it's, again, these guys love not just chess, they love every variant of chess. So we've had atomic chess, we've had giveaway, and so we've had crazy house, and tomorrow is 3 check chess. So it should be really interesting. I think we've really had a 3 check chess tournament again, actually. So so it'll be really interesting to see how people get on there. Totally different strategy as well, but very, very fun. So we're back tomorrow. But thank you, Grandmaster Pontus Carlsson, for joining me today on this very long stream. It's good to see some exciting games, and hopefully we'll see some more exciting games. The tournament's got another 10 days to go, I believe, so lots more fun to come.
Definitely. So you should definitely watch next tournament as well, because it's and it's exciting. Like I said, the games here are many times it's more exciting to watch this than to watch Magnus and the guys play, because here the games have more turns.
Yeah, I agree.
It's more exciting.
I completely agree. Like you live for the hungry fight and the dynamic play and the twists and turns and the blunders and all sorts of that stuff. I think that's way more exciting for sure.
Definitely. If you saw this Russian game, between Magnus and Caruana or something like that, then they will blitz out 25 moves, and then it's gonna petter out into a draw. And it's not here. You saw what happened. It was fight all the time, and a very exciting game.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks, Pontus, and thank you everyone else who's tuned in, and we will wish you a good night.
Thanks.